Good afternoon, guys. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's doing well, especially as we embark on this long and fun, hope-filled week of 8th grade visits. I'm here to talk to you about a couple different things, and then Mrs. Hardiman's going to talk to you about homecoming. But first, the first thing I want to talk about is the changes that have been made in the last week. Many of you, all of your parents received an email last week about some administrative changes that have happened. I am now the acting interim principal, which should be new to you guys. We've never had a principal before. And that means that Mr. Joe Carroll is going to be taking over disciplinarian duties as the new Dean of Students. So just wanted to make you guys aware of that change. Feel free to come see me, ask any questions you want. Remember, guys, I'm here to serve you. With that being said, there's some things I want to go over about 8th grade visits. Obviously, this is an extremely important time for St. John's as we try to sell our school. And for those of you here, I hope it's everybody that love the school and understand that the school's done a lot for you. We hope that you will buy in and really make this a special experience for all the 8th graders that are coming through. So first, for those of you who don't know, the purpose of 8th grade visits is to give students a taste the very best of what St. John's has to offer. You know what St. John's has done for you, so this is your opportunity to share that with those young men that are going to be coming through here. Over the next 3 days, it's important that we showcase the 8th graders what we do. If you see guys walking around, you see groups of visitors from the Toledo Diocesan schools, make them feel welcome, guys. It's important that you say hello to them, don't ignore them, and you'd be surprised how far that goes, but it really does. I mean, you guys probably appreciate it when people say hi to you and, make them feel like they're wanted. 2, okay? Which you guys have been doing an okay job of this year in the Commons. There's always room for improvement. We need to make sure that we keep the building clean, especially the Commons. Be sure to take your trash out. Obviously, there are adults in there that can help remind you of that. Those lunches are going to be pretty short because of the way things are going, but just be sure that you're cleaning up after yourself. Thank you. You will also notice in the Commons that there's going to be Titan swag. Must remind you that is not for you. That is for the young visitors that are coming through here. So please don't take that, or we won't be left with enough items to give to the 8th graders that are touring the building. Even one, okay? We'd hate to get you for stealing, okay, guys? So be sure that you leave that for our visitors. Next, this is really important. Okay, we were going to do this today, but the gym's closed. They will be open tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday for 8th grade visits. But we are going to have 2 pep rallies a day, okay? And this is not a time for us to screw off. And what it is a time for is us to get excited, to get spirited, to have a great time, and to show the student body what is fun about St. John's and what makes us Titans. Okay, don't get overly rowdy. Okay, we are going to have probably the 8th graders within the students. Okay, so I know that this is your favorite part of rallies, but we can't be storming the court. Okay, we have to go up and down. We're not shoving each other in rallies. If that's the case and you start shoving each other, we'll make sure that you don't get to participate the rest of the week. Another thing that's important, okay, for those of you who are not participating in 8th grade visits, you need to be in St. John's dress code even in the rallies. Okay, last year there was a contingent of young men who came in with their ties tied around their head. While we want to have fun, we also want to show them what true St. John's is like. So be sure that we are in our dress code. Show your spirit. Guys, the 8th graders are going to be watching. They're going to feed off of you. Showcase your energy and enthusiasm, so they will. And we are also going to be having competitions between areas of the school. For example, athletics, academics, student life, faculty, etc. When participating in those competitions, please cheer loud and cheer hard for those participants to make it more fun. Another part of 8th grade visits, which some of you guys already know about, is that we are going to be calling down different schools at the beginning of each 8th grade visit to welcome the students as they arrive. Okay? For example, if you went to St. Joan of Arc or St. Joe Sylvania and we call those schools down, you do have an excuse to leave class for a couple minutes, just a couple minutes, to come down and welcome those 8th graders from that school. All right, this is something that's pretty special and kind of fun for those guys. So be sure you come down, but do not just use it as an opportunity to miss class. Really use it as an opportunity to sell the school. If your school is not called, you should not find yourself in the welcome area. That could end up being an unexcused absence. If a school is called that you formerly attended, make your way to the entrance by the main office, football field, IAT Center. And if we have a good showing, it'll be great. It'll take about 15, 20 minutes of your day, and we will be there cheering the students and giving them high fives, etc. Once again, we're trying to make them feel welcome. All right, lastly, on 8th grade visits, student participation. If you have not been asked to help with 8th grade visits, you should not find yourself in those areas. Failure to report to class will be an unexcused absence if your assistance with 8th grade visits has not been confirmed. Okay? Students who are helping with 8th grade visits have an important role to play in the visits. You should not be chatting them up or distracting them from their responsibilities. Okay? Like I said, please come to me, come to Mrs. Coots, Mr. Geisel, Ms. Bunnell, with any questions that you have. We really hope that we can sell the school in a really nice way and make those 8th graders feel welcomed and also excited to attend St. John's. In a second here, there's a couple things I want to touch base on when it comes to homecoming in the next week, 2 weeks. But before I get to that, there is a list of students here that need to go to the admissions office immediately following this little bit here on TV4. This is because you missed, because the admissions team needs to talk to you guys about your training, all right, for 8th grade visits. Andrew Balzerzak, Jaden Beatty-Lawson, Will Bone, Eric Brooks, Carson Coleman, Grant Jerwa, Nathan Fursden, Juan Fitzgerald, Owen Hickson, Cooper Hoyt, Morgan Marco, Richard McQuaid, Maverick Neal, Garrett Odie, Carson Palawich, sorry if I've messed up that name, my apologies, Braylon Quinn, Ben Rashid, AJ Schuler, Daniel Schumann, Ryan Smith, Elijah Speller, Quinn Staton, Caden Sullivan, Ben Tittle, Ben Weber, and Amron Wiebe. Okay, you guys need to go to admissions after we're done here. And then these three guys need to see, after that, Mrs. Snyder, Mrs. Julie Snyder, Morgan Marco, Andrew Balzerzak, and Ethan Lloyd. All right, lastly, before Mrs. Hardiman comes on here to talk to you guys about homecoming, I have a couple things. Please become familiar with the student handbook on dances. Obviously, we have a dancing policy, so look at that. We have a dress code, which has already been sent to you guys. Most importantly, we need to obviously make good decisions, gentlemen, prior to homecoming and after homecoming. And one of the rules, and this is not your fault, and I know that it kind of takes away from the fun of homecoming and prom, but we are not allowed to have limos or party buses. This comes from years ago when that idea was abused. So you can blame those young men, but there are no limos or party buses for homecoming. If you arrive in one of those, you will be asked to head home, okay? We want you to have a great time. Hollywood is the theme, right? So thanks, guys. Seriously, please have fun in the next 3 days. And please sell our school, make those guys feel wanted, behave in the rallies, but get excited and get pumped. Here is Mrs. Hardiman. Thank you, guys.
Hi, guys. Turn up. It's Mrs. Hardiman, Student Life, as always. A couple quick announcements from me, one of which is that there is no mentor groups this week due to lots of stuff going on, 8th grade visits, Bishop's Mass. You know the deal. Mentor groups will resume next week, though. No worries. Second of all, in regards to homecoming, love homecoming. It's coming up. It's October 8th. We have sold 64 bids at this point. However, we need to sell 200 in order for homecoming to happen. Okay? So I need to impress that upon you. Bid cutoff is Friday afternoon. So all those of you that are waiting, please don't wait. I've got a lot of people to pay that help with homecoming, provide different services, et cetera, et cetera. And I can't pay them if we don't sell enough bids, then we can't have homecoming. All right. So all my guys that have not purchased their bid, whether it's single bid, double bid, doesn't matter. You got to do it. You got to do it before Friday afternoon, or we will not be able to have homecoming. So please remind your friends, right? Get them in there. Fax account is how you purchase them. You had a couple different emails from me that have links for your homecoming bid. So please, please, please come and see me if you have any questions. Get your bids. Third of all, we're doing a brand new event this year, November 5th. It's called Fall Flannel Festival. It's going to be really fun. I am throwing it out there with the girls' schools too, St. Ursula and Notre Dame. I'm going to be sending them some information toward the middle of this week. And I'm going to get a lot more details to you guys, but just know that we're going to do something fun, something new on November 5th. So put it on your calendars. It's going to be in the early evening. Fun stuff to come. All right, go Titans.
Sorry, guys, me again. One last thing I forgot to mention. On Friday, the bishop is coming. You'll hear about this probably in the next couple of days, a lot more. You received an email on Friday from Mr. Carroll about bringing back the suit coats. We looked really sharp. It was a great mass, at the Mass of the Holy Spirit. Let's give the bishop the same welcome. So we are asking guys to dust off those suit coats and wear them in full St. John's. Dress code, I know it's polo day. You'll have plenty of those. And you just got to dress down day to day anyway. So suit coats for Friday, shirt and tie. And let's make that a great end to the week. Have a wonderful day, St. John's. And a happy Monday afternoon.